Daily Horoscope for January 19, 2018. Aries. You're protective when it comes to handling your couple life, but don't go overboard as it'll stifle your relationship a little. A little but not too much, one would say, but are you capable of hearing the same thing? It's not an absolute certainty. You always have a head start in your way of seeing things. At times, it might be useful letting your partner take initiatives, or at least make the latter think that this is the case, but here one is taking about fine strategies and you're the only one who is good at this. Sun and Saturn are favorable in terms of health, but keep a healthy lifestyle. Saturn is an efficient watchdog. Saturn doesn't help you and urges you to find solutions mostly at the last minute. You hate this cliff edge effect, but you also recognize that there is a certain excitement in working this way. Taurus, the planets aren't exactly looking after your relationship today. An argument could break out with your partner. Try not to blow your disagreements out of proportion this Friday. You could grab the opportunity to get something that bothers you off your chest while you're at it. Will you be listened to? Not so sure. My Taurus friend, if you had a partner to take your anger out on, you wouldn't be reading this right now. So you will have to find somebody else to shout at this Friday. You will be impossible to live with today, in the workplace like when out socializing. You feel great, apart from Uranus potentially waking you up in the middle of the night. Make the most of such a beautiful day. Don't even try to be friendly with your colleagues today, you're fighting a lost battle. Sick of arguments breaking out around you, you won't hesitate to raise your voice in the workplace this Friday. If you can't beat them, join them. Gemini, negative energies from the moon are a sign of trouble on the romance front, so don't expect your home life to be a happy place today. You feel like a wedge has been driven between you and your partner, and your only solution is to bury your head in the sand and hope for a miracle. If you don't pull your finger out and try to make amends, then the situation will only go from bad to worse. There are always rules to be respected, even where matters of the heart are concerned. You've overstepped the mark with a certain someone and you've got some explaining to do. The Moon-Jupiter square is making you behave like a vulture. If they don't give you what you want, then you'll make mincemeat out of them. Beware of the presence of Venus, as it's weakening your digestive system. If you get a nasty bout of food poisoning, then at least you know why. You're in for your fair share of disappointments at work today, whether that be a new deal that goes pear-shaped, a promotion that will never see the light of day, or simply tensions with your colleagues. You'll decide to accept your fate rather than battle to save your own skin. Cancer, irritable, you will find it hard to keep your cool today. And apologizing to your other half for hurting their feelings will not exactly come naturally to you. Be careful not to let all your anger out on the one you love, even if they can understand how stressful your life currently is. A quick cuddle will help you make peace with each other. Love isn't in the air today. You will try your best to attract someone's attention this Friday, but he or she will not notice you at all. They're likely to be already taken anyway. Keep on smiling, you are surrounded with plenty of singletons. And one of them could soon make their move on you. You're in for a busy day, and you could run out of energy a lot earlier than anticipated. Drinking gallons of coffee isn't the answer. Expect an exhausting day in the workplace, where you will have a lot to deal with in far from ideal conditions. Taking care of emergency situations or last-minute changes will eventually take its toll on you. You feel like everyone is against you in this domain. Leo, your couple needs momentum, and this is boosted by Mars, who favors common projects. No need to impose anything whatsoever, everything can fall into place easily and naturally without forcing fate. All you need to do is desire this. You might come across an event without noticing that it's essential. If someone has a crush on you, don't wait for the latter to tell you. You need to keep an alert mind so that you don't miss out on something which could make your future more beautiful. You still hope to see changes in areas which need improvement. Your major strength is that you never give up. Jupiter and Mars might assuage your momentum and fervor a little while working. However, this won't jeopardize your goal, but there might be some delays. Virgo, your relationship needs some fun injected into it. and the sooner the better. You've let routine get the better of you and you're starting to take each other for granted. Today is a new day and you're determined to put the effort in and breathe new life into your relationship. Mercury is making sure that you're full of bright ideas. Dear Virgo, you've gotten comfortable with a single life and enjoy the freedom and independence that it brings you. However, they say love comes knocking when you're least expecting it, and you're about to find out the truth in that today. A certain someone has their eye on you and will waste no time in asking you out on a date. You'll look into herbal remedies and the vegan lifestyle in order to cure those digestive problems. Your body has had enough of being abused. Your hard work is paying off and your career is on the up. You're tying up the loose ends on a project and know you've given it your best shot. You're pulling out all the stops to make a name for yourself at work and won't take no for an answer. Libra, your childhood dreams of finding your prince or princess charming are fading into the distance. You believe that marriage is a fairy tale and that you and your loved one would live happily ever after in a beautiful castle. The Sun-Uranus square is helping you to see that the reality of the relationship is much less idyllic. That fairy tale ending to the story is becoming less and less likely. Something is holding you back and preventing you from opening new doors. What is it? Fear and loneliness. Your fear of rejection is depriving you of the courage you need to get up off the couch and start looking for your soulmate. Planetary dissonances are doing you no favors by making you give up and resign yourself to the single life. Dear Libra, the Venus-Uranus square is passing you its negativity. You'll be dragging your feet all day. You're either firing on all cylinders or trailing behind your colleagues as the Sun-Uranus square is preventing you from finding a happy medium. You'll either rush your work and hand it in full of mistakes or take so long over it that you miss the deadline. Scorpio, don't be afraid to tell your other half that you're not going to be home early tonight and, more importantly, explain them why that is the case. He or she will be a lot more understanding than you think. However, your partner will be really annoyed if you don't warn them that you're staying out. Writing a text only takes a minute and it's the best way to avoid arguments. You can't believe it. You find it impossible to understand how someone you've only exchanged a few messages with could ask you to justify yourself today. But hang on. Did you forget about the drink you were supposed to go for with them tonight? So embarrassing. Apologize and plan another date with that person. Just make sure you don't forget about it next time. You're exhausted, from both a physical and mental point of view. You finally understand that it's time to put your feet up. You don't always see eye to eye with your superiors, which could bring various problems your way in the workplace. Don't give up on your ideas. You know how important you are to your current company. Sagittarius, stability seems to assert itself after some ups and downs which weren't serious, but they seem to be coming along just like a song's chorus. This was expected. If you were to maintain this and practice this unison phase, well, you're all set. You seem to have achieved your cruising speed today, and just like a perfect chef, you organize your dates in a refined manner and with style. This makes an impression. Don't change a thing. You don't give up easily, especially if what you're lusting after is to do with romance. In contrast to the general trend, you're in the midst of misunderstandings and disagreements, professionally speaking. This being said, you'll perceive signs of dissatisfaction in a fair and precocious manner and will try to find solutions. Capricorn, Venus warms up the atmosphere. Its conjunction with Sun turns your emotions into your priority. She encourages you to be more passionate, more enterprising, but the rest of the context accentuates your zest for life, your thirst for pleasures. Your partner will be delighted, but might force you into going overboard. Buddy Singleton, you're not really concerned about knowing if the person you like is available or not. You won't even think about it. The main thing you want is to conquer this person. If you don't have your eye on someone, you won't hesitate to go hunt so that you don't come back alone tonight. You feel a little rusty. Get a grip on yourself and join a gym. The end of the week gives you a chance to find a solution which has been causing a problem for a while now. Thanks to the Mercury, Neptune sextile who will combine your intuition, reasoning and imagination, your capacities will only increase. Aquarius, the planets are putting you on the defensive. The Moon-Mars duo is making you want to crawl back into your shell until the problems have subsided, but this is a big mistake. You're taking your partner's comments the wrong way and taking offense when none is intended. Lighten up a bit and try to see that constructive criticism could benefit you in the long run. You're getting yourself into all sorts of trouble in your quest to find your soulmate. The Moon-Mars opposition is making you throw caution to the wind and follow your heart rather than your head. Your behavior is attracting the wrong kind of attention, and true love wouldn't touch you with a barge pole. Fortunately, you'll come to realize the error of your ways tomorrow. Superfoods such as blueberries will help your body to fight off colds and flu. Make sure you pile your plate up high with them. If you're feeling lost or lonely at work, then you can blame it on the Moon-Mars duo. These two planets have a tendency to make you see the glass as half empty. You are aware that your next discussions will have an impact on your future and you don't want to mess it up. Pisces, you won't criticize or judge your other half's past life. However, you feel like you're in the right to ask to know more about what they've been through the second one of their old problems coming back to the surface starts affecting you. You're pretty sure it's not a coincidence that someone is trying to unsettle your relationship. You're so happy together right now. You will run away from complicated relationships today. You tend to forget that it's perfectly normal, at your age, to have a sentimental past. Everybody carries their own form of emotional baggage. Don't get mixed up between poisonous individuals and people who are trying their best to get over a breakup. Nobody will be good enough for you this Friday. A mixed day in this domain. You're not fit enough to run a marathon right now. But you're not in the mood to either anyway. Brave, hardworking and tenacious, you will find it easier than most to multitask in the workplace today. But you can be too sensitive for your own good at times. Stop taking your colleagues' and superiors' negative comments to heart.